Hello lovelies, welcome once again to Debzie's Delight, where you always find something delicious and amazing. By popular request, today we are making Ghana's favorite bean stew. The good thing about bean stew is that you can pair it up with different accompaniments, be it rice, yam, dried plantains or even kenke. But the ritual is to have it with some fried plantains, and the two goes very well together.
This is the tastiest and easiest bean stew recipe you will ever find. I'm so hungry, so there is no time to waste. Let's get cooking.
For this you need your onions, some salted fish also known as momone, pepper, fresh tomatoes, salt, shrimp powder, some smoked mackerel, which I made myself. You can click on the link above to get the full recipe. Some beans which I soaked for about 1 hour to get rid of some of the gas, and your palm oil. I will leave the exact quantities in the description box below. I soaked the beans for about an hour to get rid of some of the gas. Before I soaked it, I washed it, but I'm going to go over it by washing it again and transferring it to my pot to get it ready for cooking. Add enough water as beans takes longer to cook, and I'll go ahead and add some bicarbonate of soda to speed up the cooking process. Now never start your beans with salt as it will prolong the cooking process, okay? While that is on fire, I'll begin prepping my vegetables. I'm cutting my onions now. One of the secrets to getting the tastiest meals is in the onions, so I'm adding enough onions to the stew. I'll then debone my smoked mackerel to ensure no one chokes on the bone when eating. I shared the full recipe for this homemade smoked mackerel in my previous video. Click on the link showing on your screen for the full recipe, okay? After 45 minutes, I'll check on my beans and it's doing pretty well. It's actually cooked quickly than expected. You are free to add some salt now, just to give it some taste, and some more water. If you do not want yours very soft, you can go ahead and turn it off and start with the cooking process. But I like my beans very soft and I like it to melt in my mouth. I've just blended my tomato and pepper, checking on the beans, and it's ready. So I'll go ahead starting with the stew by transferring my palm oil into my pot. I'll divide my salted fish into half, starting with 1/2 to give my palm oil a good aroma. I'll then go in with half of my onions as well and half of my shrimp powder. I'll add all the rest of the halves at the end of the stew to optimize the taste. It's totally optional, but I recommend you do it as it gives it a lot of flavor. I'll stir it together to combine, breaking the mackerel into chunks and let it fry for 5 minutes. After 5 minutes, I'll add my tomatoes. I ended up adding a can of chopped tomatoes as I realized the tomatoes was too small. I'll stir it together to combine and allow it to cook further on medium-low heat. After 10 minutes, I'll check on the stew and adjust the seasoning as needed. As you can see, I'm only using salt to season. I didn't use any seasoning. It's optional. You can use seasoning if you want to, but I stick to the healthier option. I'll allow it to simmer through for a further 10 minutes.
So as you can see, our base has cooked beautifully. So I'm just going to toss in the rest of the shrimp powder, the rest of the onions, the rest of the salted fish or momone, the rest of the smoked mackerel, toss it in.
In goes my beans. I'll add just a tiny little bit of water to help with the simmering process, as I like the stew to simmer a bit longer for all the ingredients to marry. I'll stir it together to thoroughly combine, turn the heat to very low heat and allow it to simmer through until the end. After another 25 minutes, our stew is as good as done, and you know it's done once the oil settles on the surface. And look at that. I'm so happy with what I'm seeing, and the aroma in my kitchen alone is enough to fill you up. thing about this bean stew is that it's very easy and straightforward to make, and you need very little ingredients. It's high in nutritional value as well, as the beans gives you enough protein. It's a balanced diet without any fish or meat. You can do it and you will still have a balanced diet. Just look at that. It pairs so well with some avocado and some plantains. It's going right into my tummy as always. All are cordially invited. Just see how the fish is intact. Let's taste. I know you all said I should let my husband or someone else taste it. That will happen one day, but for now, allow me, okay? I have to have another one. It's really good. I can taste the juices of the mackerel. You see, the flavors are really good and I'm loving it. I love it, guys. It's amazing. I don't know how to describe it, but in a nutshell, it's very delicious. You should try this at home, and don't forget to tag me in a picture on Instagram at Debzie's Delight if you do try it, as well as leave a comment in the comment section if you enjoyed this video. Give us a big thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe. Hit on the notification button if you haven't done so yet. And thanks for watching. I love you all, but God loves you the most. Bye.